Robert Plant. Good morning, America.
Hi, this is Jimmy Page. Good morning, America.
And by the time you're watching this, we'll be just going to bed.
Some guys have the good jobs. Good morning, America. I'm Willow Bay, sitting in for Joan London here in New York. Charlie? It has been 14 years since Jimmy Page and Robert Plant made music together as the heart of rock's Led Zeppelin. After performing solo, they're now reunited. Not to replay old hits, but to showcase the old material in a fresh light. In a few minutes, we'll check up on Page and Plant as their new brand of unleaded gas fuels a concert, a TV special, and a new CD. Charlie?
A lady who's sure all that glitters is gold.
It's 8:45. In the 1970s, a band called Led Zeppelin turned the decibels way up and turned on rock fans with its heavy, hard-hitting, no-nonsense music. Now, for the first time in 14 years, two of its driving forces, Robert Plant and Jimmy Page, have formally reunited for an MTV special airing tonight called Unleaded. Last night in New York City, our Steve Fox had a rare conversation with both Jimmy Page and Robert Plant about working together after all those years.
Well, we've been encouraged time and time again, but often the encouragement was quite sort of base, and I didn't really think that the Led Zeppelin story should have such a sticky end. Plus, we'd had a couple of reunions which I thought were pretty substandard, where we didn't prepare for it properly, and there's quite a lot of quasi-responsibility carrying the name.
When you decide to work together again, first time around, was there any awkwardness or uncomfortableness, or did it just click?
Well, we didn't really know each other, did we?
No.
Not really.
No.
But we knew...
I mean, we did, but we didn't. You know, there was a lot of space that had been between us.
Yeah.
You know?
I think there was always a thought that it could be an arranged marriage. I wanted it to be a real thing where we go forward rather than sideways and play just the hits. So by elaborating some of the existing stuff, opening it up and making it a bit more, giving it a bit of character that it never had before, it gives us a future. Got the imagination back real quick.
Did you?
Yeah, and I think that
That must have been sort of gratifying.
Yeah,
to see it click like that.
Well, I was only going to give it a certain amount of time. I'm sure Jimmy was the same. Well, you know, we're not the Everly Brothers.
Yeah.
We're the Neverly Brothers.
Let's talk about Gallows Pole. What's new about the way you're doing it this time around?
The way that the whole thing gelled together was totally different.
And the difference is that it's urgent, anxious, exciting. There's a whole different personnel. 14 or 15 years ago, Led Zeppelin might have been a little tired and jaded. Whatever we do now is at the beginning of another cycle. So the major difference to everything that you're discussing here is attitude and the fact that it's all fresh.
You guys were legendary for partying, for hedonistic behavior. I don't want to drag up the old stories. My question is...
Weren't you in a football team once?
Yeah, I was, actually.
Didn't you guys used to sort of let your hair down? Didn't you used to have long hair?
Yeah, yes, I did.
Yeah,
a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Are you different now? Or are the times different? What?
Speculation is speculation. Who knows what's what? You know, if you live some kind of existentialist, you know, life, anything can happen in a minute, round the corner.
In the session you did, you performed Kashmir. You performed with an orchestral section, a string ensemble. What was that all about?
We already knew we wanted to be totally enveloped in this Western orchestra this side and the Egyptian this side, to feel this whole force that was going on and this joy and jubilation. It's wonderful.
Was it? What did it feel
Yeah,
like?
yeah, and it was transmitting between the Egyptians and the Western string players, who are usually very, very reserved, you know, they're playing.
Who are the Gnawa, and how did you come to play with them?
They were brought back as slaves, and they're Central African in descent, and they have nothing to do with the North African cultural music. And they play a kind of music which is much more akin to the music of the Mississippi Delta here than it is to do with Arab music. It's haunting, seductive, and quite alluring. And it's a great challenge for us.
Is it rock and roll?
It's Moroccan roll.
I don't like all those categories myself.
The categories.
Yeah, putting things in pigeonholes. No, it's all music to me.
Nice to hear them back together again. Coming up next, actress Dana...